couple over $10. So it really seemingly is a fillies race. Catchy and Tulip from Hayes, the stable. She Will Reign, Gary Portelli, we met him a moment ago and his interesting story. Frolic, of course, has been a big shortener. Hootsum, can she win the Magic Millions? Be the first filly to win a Magic Millions and then win the Golden Slipper. In fact, no Magic Millions filly has ever run a place in the Golden Slipper after winning the Magic Millions. Capitalist did it last year. He was a colt, now standing at stud. So they come into the mounting yard for the 2017 version. Well, Pete Snowden, he's won a couple of these. He's now just got the one runner, Peter and Paul Snowden, because of the scratching of Invader. He's the son of Reduced Choice, himself a winner, a side, a couple of winners of this. He was a favourite and scratched on race morning. Second in the Blue Diamond, second in the Prix of the Blue Diamond, won the Canterbury. He's a good horse, Richo. We've seen him in Melbourne. He's probably been a bit stiff.
Yeah, that's right. He covered a lot of extra ground in the Blue Diamond. He had excuses there. And also keep in mind, he's never seen a wet track. So you start to look at his pedigree. Well, his mum, Secluded, won at Randwick on over 1,200 metres on a soft 5. Maybe that's a guide.
So Veronillo, Medagliadoro, the sire of Vancouver. Third in the Todman, second in the Silver Slipper, won the Lonhro. He's rock solid. He's a good horse. Wouldn't it be something for John O'Shea to win this race for Godolphin? He's got a couple of runners. A chance. I think every horse, to be truthful, has a hope today. Well, big decision, Simon, after the Black Opal with Trapeze Artists. Would they come or would they pay the late entry? And they did it.
Well, this is his grand final, isn't it, Bruce? And I like the way he was able to control the speed. It was only a small field. They went very slow, but he's got gears. He just went bang and let go like a very good horse. That's why they paid the late entry fee. And guess what? He's by Snitzel. They love the wet. They get through it. And I'll tell you what, it's very wet in this mounting yard, but he has kept his condition very well. I like the way he presents. He's just got to get through the heavy track.
One of the many Schnitzels in the race. It's a remarkable effort by him. He's got 5 horses in the race. So we come now to Single Bullet. First in the Pago Pagos, the second in the Gary Portelli runners. He was pretty good there, and then he was third in the Skyline before that. So he's never missed a place. Again, an outsider, but not without some hope. Diamond Tathagata has been well back today. Cheska, there's been a bit of a spruik about this horse. How does he look?
I think Bruce, he's really come into contention because of the ground. He's only had the 2 starts, both on the heavy 8. We know he gets through it. I love the way he finished his last race, really knuckled down where it mattered. I think when it becomes a test of stamina, he's the one you want to be on. Got a lovely, quiet character. Went to his stables and I met him there, and he's just a real class animal. He's got to be in the mix of the ground.
Love that story with Mark Newnham. His first runner here, of course, with Gay for so long. The second of the Godolphin runners for Sheikh Mohammed is Trekking. William Buick to ride. Look, he was pretty good in the Black Opal. He's very lightly raced, just a couple of starts. Street Cry, same sire as you know who. Yep, that mare. He looks great. Minari, well, he is interesting because until his last start, I think most people thought he might be right in the mix, but he blew up a bit in the Todman, but I think he just needed the run. He went a bit early. He was favourite in the Canterbury when he was beaten, unluckily, by Pariah. I think at his best, on maybe a dry track, he would have been right in the mix, so just a query with him, but not out of it. Well, she's a beauty, isn't she, Catchy? 4 for 4.
She absolutely is, and she knows how to win. It's like she knows where the line is. Absolutely dominant in the Blue Diamond. She seems to be able to pick up from wherever she is in the field and come storming home. She's got the Winx-like hood on here just to keep a lid on her. There's plenty going on in this mounting yard. A little bit warm on her neck, but wow, she's a stunner.
Well, another Fastnet Rock filly like Catchy is Formality. So one thing missing from Fastnet Rock, I guess, is CV. He's a sensational sire. A little query about 2-year-olds. Not this year. He's been going gangbusters, but a Golden Slipper would top everything off for Fastnet Rock. Nothing wrong. Change of gear today. Ryan Moore, we know, is absolutely world class. Good odds for a horse that's got very, very good form. So Simon, the third of the fillies for Hayes, and she's had the benefit, Simon. She came here and won on the heavy track, didn't she?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We're with Ben Hayes right now, co-trainer. How's she backed up? That's the key.
She's done everything right. She's eaten up. Hasn't shown any signs of feeling the run, so looking forward to the run.
Good luck, Ben.
And wouldn't it be something, Simon, for Piero? I mean, first season sire won it himself to get a winner with Tulip. That would be remarkable. How does She Will Reign look to you?
She looks terrific, actually, Bruce. She's nice and relaxed and walking around, also being dual-led. And she's just a slim line athlete. She doesn't carry a lot of weight, so she's hard fit for these conditions. She's drawn in an awkward gate in the middle, but she's going to use that early gate speed. She's going to look the winner at some stage, but it's whether she can hang on at the end of 1,200 metres in the heavy.
Well, Frolic's been a late emerger. Tommy buried 2 of the last 4. Michael Friedman, of course, Cheska, mixed up with Lee when he won 4 in a row. I mean, this filly has gathered a lot of fans over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, she sure has. That win over She Will Reign was so impressive, storming down the outside. I have to say, I'm really taken with her in the mounting yard. She's a good size. She's really well muscled. She's very racy looking, very calm, keeping it all together. The tactics are the interesting thing with her. She's got that wide draw. Will she go back? Can she come up with an inside rail? What will she do? But she's a real eye taker.
That she is. Her stablemate is Teaspoon. Of course, Dwayne Dunn. Zach Purton was to ride the horse. He has an ear infection. He couldn't come down from Hong Kong. They've got the Derby on there tomorrow, so a massive race up there. So, look, she's a very good filly. She's got a terrific record, a couple of wins and a place from her 3 starts, 3rd in the Sweet Embrace. It would be a surprise. It would be a surprise if she were to win today. But no surprise, Simon, if Hootson could do it. She's one of 2 fillies in the race, unbeaten, and with sort of a major alongside of her name, a Magic Millions.
Yeah, I agree there, Bruce. She burnt the candle at both ends there and proved that she was tough and she could run a very strong 1,200 metres, which gives the jockey Jeff Lloyd a lot of confidence. Now she's also won in the soft conditions, soft 7. She's presented beautifully here today. What I love about her is her deep girth. She's got that massive heart and lung. She looks an absolute picture. She's the one I want to be riding. I think she's the one they have to catch to win.
And Medina D. Simon's been so consistent. Never missed a place in 5. We know the breeding. Exceeding Excel's already had a winner and a gold slip. And Set for Fame was just a cracking filly for Pete Moody.
Well, you watch, you get very excited now in the mounting yard. She can put on a little bit of a tantrum. She did it at Flemington and melted. She was too fresh first up. Her biggest worry is the end of 1,200 metres, but she's got the golden boy in the saddle, Regan Bayliss, which will help her.
Pete, very quickly, is that a worry?
It is certainly a concern. Just hoping she's handling the conditions.
And we go to Chauffeur, and Chauffeur, of course, got a start this morning when Invader with the Stone Bruise couldn't run. Look, he's another schnitzel. He was favoured in the Black Opal. He ran such a good race in the Magic Millions. He was a high-priced colt, wasn't he? Brought so much money at the Magic Millions sale. And look, if he were to win today, he'd be the cheapest buy of all time because suddenly the whole world opens up to you as a sire. It would be a bit of a surprise if he were to win. James Jordan, I thought it was one of the most open slippers ever, and with the wet track, it makes it a conundrum.
It's always a tough race, Bruce, and this is absolutely no exception. Look, Hootson's a favourite, obviously. She's 4 from 4. She's unbeaten. She's won the Magic Millions. She makes her own luck. I've just got some footage here of the Magic Millions. She drew gate 16 in the Magic Millions, the wide gate. She had to be used up very hard early to cross and find the rail. She actually ran the slowest last 200 metres of any winner on the day. It just goes to show how hard she went early. In this race, she's going to need to pace herself. If she goes out that quick on a bog track, she'll be looking for somewhere to lie down late. I think the one to be on is Tulip, as we see Hootson. You can see Chauffeur actually nearly runs her down. Gets about half a length on her at the end, but Hootson just does enough. It was a really big effort, though. She's the only horse to lead and win on the day, so you can make excuses for her wanting to stop late. Just think this 1,200 metres on a bog might be more like 1,400, and she's a little bit vulnerable. I'm with a filly called Tulip. It's, again, a bit of a lottery, but she won last start with Sydney way of going, and she won on a slow track. She'll map well. Maybe a small each-way bet on Tulip in an incredibly tough race.
Yeah, plenty of doing just that. Tulip is one that has been well supported. $8 the price currently with Crown Bet, but double figures were available this morning, Tulip. Frolic, $8.50 from $11. They're the 2 big movers, but Hootson still steady towards the top of this market, just fluttering between $4.20 and $4.60 at the moment. Catchy was a slight drifter after being well backed, but goes back in from $7 to $6.50. She Will Reign, a huge drift, has gone $6 to $9 with the fillies.
You know, Richo, what a day for Michael Friedman. I mean, he's got a real chance of winning the Slipper. We know he's on a plane to Hong Kong tonight. His life will change in the next few months going up there. What a moment.
Yeah. Oh, look, I probably have a slight leaning to Frolic. But that said, I think Teaspoon, if she can find a decent spot from that gate, I think she's a tough little filly and she'll run well.
Okay, great to see you, mate. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Terrific. Cheska and Simon about to rejoin us. Pete, did anyone horse take your eye for the Slipper?
I just, in the parade, I thought Chauffeur. He looked exceptional. I know he's got to find considerably on his Canberra run, but God, he paraded well, and his prelim there just looked outstanding.
Dry track, they might be quick for him, but today, last 100, hopefully he's too strong for them.
How are you so calm?
Well, look, I've done my job. I'm happy with the horse. The rest is up to the jockey and the horse. So, look, if I've done my job, he'll run to his best, and I'm confident that I have. So it's up to him whether he's good enough.
This will be a career changer. Good luck.
Good, thank you.
Just thinking of the favourite. So 4 of the last 9 favourites have won. So that's pretty good. The 18 before that got beaten. So it hasn't been a great race over the last few years. But just with Jeff Lloyd, Hootson, he had to use her up in the Magic Millions, and she exploded. She's so quick out of the barrier. Does he hold her today a little more because of the heavy track? I mean, how much does he use that brilliant natural speed that she has?
I think he's learning about her all the time, every time he rides her. And you saw his last ride when she dropped back to the 1,000 after a freshen up with 63 kilos. She's got that great gate speed. Don't touch her mouth for the first furlong, but then bring it back underneath and cuddle, because that's an advantage to jump and break that quick.
Well, he's got to offset the draw to some degree, but the leaders surprisingly don't have a great record in the slipper, so he's got to be mindful of that. He's got to conserve something. They're going to be very tired horses at the end of this trip, these 2-year-olds.
And they keep saying that she's in training, she's great off the pace and, in a barrier trial and things like that. So, Cheska, just a quick one, because we'll go and get a market mover.
Oh, well, I've looked back at all the slippers coming up to this year, and other than Vancouver, who managed to jump from a wide barrier and sit wide, every winner has, during the majority of the race, been on the rail, which is a really interesting fact. They've either been drawn wide and dropped backing onto the rail, or been drawn on the rail, stayed on the rail, even in heavy conditions, which seems odd, but it's a fact.
Ben, 2 things against Hootson in a way. No horses won from barrier 13. Well, that's throw that one out the window, I reckon. But Magic Millions fillies have not won a golden slipper. So who is that market mover from Crown Bet?
Yeah, well, the interesting market move is favourite, out to $5, so a significant drift to Hootson and late, but Frolic has been well back late. $7.50 is the price. There are a couple of prices. Tracking and also Chauffeur have been really well back the last few minutes.
What do you reckon, a filly or a colt, if you had one choice now?
Filly.
Generic filly?
For sure.
Take the wing sides, the fillies.
Well, can I pick the best of the fillies and the best of the colts? Because there's 8 and 8.
Tell us.
Hootson I want to ride because of her brilliant gate speed. I just think she could be a star, a freak, 2-year-old. And the best of the colts for me is Diamond Tathagata. He's strong, win over 1,200 on the heavy track last start. And you're probably going to need a solid horse over 13, 14, and that's the way he's headed after today.
Hey, Pete, you brought a Blue Diamond winner up here. I mean, that's what David Hayes is doing. He's bringing a gang up here. We know how well he's training. Is it tricky?
Very tricky. Outside of Tulip, who's backing up in the 7 days, which once again I hate to put a damper on, they have a poor record as well. His other 3 haven't had exposure to these conditions, but they're in great form. I had Tachi on top. I just crossed my fingers that she handles the ground. She seems bomb-proof.
It's all formality going down to the start, so first time for her with the blinkers on, and I thought she really looked sharpened up for that, for sure.
Becca?
Look, I'm a bit catchy, to be honest. I just love her strength, and I think strength today might win the Golden Slipper, but it's a lottery. You often get a short price favourite in a Golden Slipper. We were never quite going to have that. It was going to be She Will Reign for a while then.